All right, my friends, this week on Prof and Dev Play Games, we spiral further down the hell well. We're talking physical releases and layoffs at Microsoft. Stay tuned. I'm on a different computer, no bumper music this week, so enjoy this. All right, my friends, welcome to episode 230 of Prof and Dev Play Games. My name is Larry, the professor. Over there is Anthony, the dev. How are you doing, Anthony?
Fine. Could be better, really, with all the news that's coming out. But
Yeah.
personally doing fine. Um had a fine 4th of July. Didn't really do a whole lot. And then I have a week here, and then next week I'm off to Hawaii for a week and a half. So,
That's
I'll take
nice.
that. Yeah.
Very nice. You
I
and
will
I are
turn off
gone.
all work.
Hell yeah.
Everything is off, and I'm just going to sit on a
Absolutely.
beach and read a book and play Steam Deck.
Hell
That's
yeah.
my goal.
Great choice. You and I are
Yeah.
gone the same week. I'm headed to Denver, and you're headed to
Oh,
Hawaii.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. So we won't be on for next week, probably, folks.
No.
So this will be our podcast, and then we'll be back in a couple of weeks. Typically in the summer, we're off a little bit.
Yeah.
No reason to come back and talk about more depressing news, anyways.
Jesus.
Why don't we start with PlayStation, who, out of the blue, decided that they were no longer going to produce physical discs for their PlayStation games as of January 1st, 2028.
Yeah.
So 18 months from now, basically.
Let's roll that back also in the way of that not even 48 hours earlier, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're taking these 551 movies
That's
away
right.
from people's
Yeah.
accounts."
Yep.
And then for some reason their marketing department was like, "Yeah, we should also say we're not going to do physical media anymore." Um
Like, are these people talking to each other?
unforced
You know?
error. Just unforced error.
Well, and
Like
a couple
let
of days.
one blow over
I
and
feel
then
like
maybe
I feel like it came like even just a couple hours after they said we're
it
going
was
to shut
so
down our
stupid.
PS3 and PS Vita stores, so you
Yeah,
can't buy things
it was all part
digitally.
of that. Yeah, yeah. Which they originally were gonna do years ago, but they kept
Yeah.
open because people, complained.
Yep.
But now they're actually just doing it. So,
That's
huh.
just a hint of the future. Like we're gonna go
Yeah,
all digital, and one day we'll turn off the spigot, and even if you have you'll no longer be able to buy the games, and
yeah,
eventually we'll shut it down so you can't even download the games.
correct.
Ugh,
Um, you will own nothing and be happy.
pretty
That is where
much.
we are.
Yep.
And that's where Sony is here, and I can't even say better for Microsoft because everything we know about Project Helix is that it's digital only as well. Like, it
Right.
doesn't not gonna have discs. So next generation of consoles, no discs. Um, which if I'm conflating even to more media, I'm like, my main Blu-ray player is my PlayStation. Like, that's where
Right.
I play
Which
my
means,
movies.
yeah. So if you ever wanted to upgrade to a PS6 eventually,
I can't.
that's
I need my
unlikely to
Blu-ray
have a
player.
disc. Yeah,
Yeah.
unlikely to have a disc drive.
Um,
Um,
and I know that in general, since the PlayStation 2, that's been like one of the primary of like whatever the current mainstream uh disc format is. That's like the mainstream player. Like the PS2 was one of the biggest DVD players on the planet. PS3 and 4 and 5 have been like major Blu-ray players
right.
across the entire market. Like, because if you're gonna get a Blu-ray player, why not just get the console that also has consistent firmware updates
Yep.
and better uh, feature support than a lot of Blu-ray players? And I don't even know how many companies make Blu-ray players anymore. Um,
Like standalone Blu-ray players. Yeah, exactly. Not
yeah,
very many, I assume.
I mean, we're definitely getting into this like death knell of physical media at this point. Um, and yeah, and we just had the GTA 6 thing where they're like, yeah, we're not making physical anything.
Well,
And then
to
they
the
came
point.
out and said that they're like, not even in the future, they don't expect a physical copy of GTA 6.
Yeah, to the idea of the death knell of physical media, thinking about movies, music, and even like news. Like
Yeah.
there are still newspapers. You can still
Yep.
buy Blu-rays. You can still buy CDs and vinyl. Like those media, which are older media, still have a way to
That's
buy
true.
physical, whereas video games being newer are the first ones to completely throw it out. And I'm not saying that like Nintendo's or even Xbox is saying they're doing it too, but it just seems weird. Like if 20% of your audience cherishes physical, why not do something like Nintendo's doing, which is basically with their last like 4 or 5 releases, if you want physical, cool, it's $10 more. Like I think people, would prefer that to there is no physical at all. Uh,
Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah. I don't know what Microsoft's doing with the whole thing, but Project Helix doesn't have a drive. That's for sure. Everything that's
no,
been talked.
and if it did, they would have done what Sony did in 2013. We're going to
Yes.
keep physical, here do that little
Yeah.
changing discs. This is how you're going to trade
Yeah.
games or whatever, but they didn't.
They
They're too busy
they
laying
have.
people off.
Yeah, we can get to that. They did mention that they're trying looking into something about like digitizing your disc collection in some way,
Yeah, I
which
thought that was
is interest.
interesting. Mhm.
It is interesting, but then I'm also like, again, it gives a I don't know exactly how that works. They've tried in the past, so we'll see if it comes to fruition. And then it's like, well, what discs is it? All the discs through Xbox Series X, basically. You could do
Right.
this too. Is it select? Like, can you do 360 discs? Um, I'm very curious how they'll what that would be if they do it. But like you said, who knows what Microsoft is actually doing at this point? But yeah, Sony is they're done. They're done with physical media. They did say that any games that were currently on physical media, they will keep reprinting.
Yeah.
But anything new after January 1st, 2028 is just no physical. You have to buy it digital. And
And
pray that your account doesn't get banned or
exactly.
locked.
Right. Because then you lose access to your whole library.
Oh yeah. Um, I'm trying to think. There was something else with the PSN accounts that I had seen online. Basically, if you leave a PSN account dormant for long enough, there's a chance they can just close it.
Oh man.
Like I think it's a long time. It's like 3 years. Yep. Um, they're not going to wipe your digital games. Like that was the thing that people were like they're going to wipe it, but after 36 months, they can legally close your account.
Then you lose
They'll
access
try
to
to they'll
every
try to
license
email
purchase.
you and try to say like, "Hey, you need to log in and to keep your account active." But uh yeah, if no action is taken, the account is closed and you lose access to the PSN network services and digital games, DLC and content tied to the account. Per the terms, account closure is irreversible.
God damn.
So on paper they have the ability to do they actually do this? I don't know. But legally, that's the terms of service you agree to.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're in, was we are, agreeing to this long list of terms of services that many of us don't even read through, and then we're being held to account for them, which is
Yep.
unfortunate. And you know, I,
Yep.
I with the PS5, I purchased a digital one because that was the one that I could get. And I liked not having a bunch of boxes around the house. But as soon as I could, when I went to the PS5 Pro, I got the disc drive because I missed physical. And walking around a used game store this weekend with my daughter, I was just like, "Oh yeah, this is
Yep.
the point of physical." I picked up a game that is delisted digitally on the PlayStation Store, Marvel's Avengers, that I'd never actually picked up before. I tried the demo and didn't try anything past
Yeah.
that. Just because I could. Like, you know what? They've taken this away from us. I kind of want to have this experience. And when they take that away from everyone in 2028, it's just going to be you're at the whim of this corporation, which we are anyways in this freaking world.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just the
My
app the taking away of choice is just what's
yeah.
frustrating me the most.
Yeah. It is true. My solidarity with physical media was going to Pink Gorilla on the day they announced that.
Yeah.
And that's where I bought a physical copy of Japanese Final Fantasy Tactics. Um, which is rad by the way that they had it in it's good condition. But
Well,
it's
and when
going
I
to a store like that, it's just tons of
exactly.
physical stuff around. It's great. It's a
Well,
history of video games there.
yeah, and it was really nice to take my daughter to. It was to Book Off this weekend because there were
Yes.
consoles from the NES all the way up, and then games for all of them. And she was just flipping through the NES and SNES and asking me tons of questions about like the Zelda and Mario games she saw and looking for different things. And she was just getting the itch to like find her favorite games. And it was really cool to see. And then I picked up the Marvel's Avengers, like I said, but I also picked up a physical copy of Mass Effect 2 on the Xbox because I was like,
Nice.
well, if these are going to, these old ones aren't going away, but like it just reminds me that I want to have physical versions of my favorite games, which is,
Yeah.
part of what's happening now is I probably purchased like on PlayStation, probably 70% digital. On Switch, it's like 70% physical. But the ones that I really like on PlayStation, I will then go find a physical edition, like Blueprints, for example. I played it
Yep.
digitally, but I really liked it, so I picked up the physical version. But even from what I read, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but indie developers, they can't make discs either because all the discs get printed by Sony.
Yes. Yes.
God, that's wild.
Yeah, and honestly, and there's a reason why you don't see a lot of indie games do it because a physical or only doing physical like in special editions or like I am 8-bit putting them out or Fangamer what was the other one that does it a lot? I can't
Fan game,
remember.
I make it. Limited run games.
Limited run
Yeah,
because they just do small runs of it because it's expensive.
yeah.
Um but there is something nice about having that and now the if this shift is happening, even those games, they have no reason. I don't know what happens with limited run at this point going forward. Like
Right. They
PS6
focus on
sends out like
Switch.
yeah, that's they have to. I'm like that's the only kind of media that they can sell. They can have a they can have collector's editions that have digital codes inside. Now, they can't
Oh
act
my God, gross.
there's no reason to have a physical disc inside those cases when
Yeah,
after PS6.
yeah.
They might stick with PS5 maybe and just so they can still do discs eventually. Well, no, because Sony won't do it after
No, Sony
January.
won't print it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's,
I don't
I
know what
mean,
they do. There's this is it. Like it's just following suit here and Xbox won't do it in the future. There'll be no reason.
it's
I guess you could for
it's
Series X. That's it.
right because they haven't said they're going to stop doing discs for that yet, but still, that's a
Although
small.
they've laid off most of their physical production
That's a
like
good point.
years
That's
ago,
right.
like
Yep.
a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and a different layoff at Microsoft.
Yep.
They got rid of most of their team that dealt with actual making physical product.
Did you see during when this whole thing came out, right? I posted in our Discord before this start, like the day before it started, but I was like, oh, look at this physical version of Oblivion remastered,
Mhm.
Elder Scrolls 4 for Switch. It's all on cart. This is like an incentive for me to finally pick this game up. Um, and then the next day, this whole Sony thing came up, and then the Oblivion Instagram I saw, they posted a picture of them with the physical thing. Said, "Oh, I hear you're looking for physical," and it was just like basically an ad saying, "Hey, we have it physical on cartridge over here," and it fucking sold out everywhere.
Yeah, like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm happy to have. I have my Persona 4 Revival already pre-ordered. Um, currently have the collector's edition that pre-ordered, but
Oh,
um,
nice.
yeah, we'll see if I keep it. It's expensive, but I can save for it at this point. Um, but I want like physical copies of that. But I'm like, oh, that probably means Persona 6 doesn't have a physical copy.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, unless it
That's
comes for
well
Switch,
past. Yeah, again, it's going to be Switch, and if it's on cart
Game.
on Switch, or it could just be a key card.
Yes. What's
Um,
the game key card thing is so funny because like that sucked, and now looking at this, it's like, oh, well,
cards
it's
are
better than
better than
nothing.
that. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my God. Terrible.
but I mean, I think that was someone presented the metaphor of that in a situation like that. It's like having the choice between do you want to be shot or stabbed?
Uh, yeah.
Both
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah. That's
One
right.
probably sucks a little less, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be a good time. And I feel like
Yeah.
we're getting more and more of those dilemmas are now showing up in my choices of entertainment, where I'm like, cool.
Yeah. It
I
just
just have to
mirrors
pick
society writ large.
the less shitty option.
Yeah.
It's great, love it, hate it. Um,
I feel like we're in
I
that
don't know.
era just writ large across society.
Yep, yep,
So, ugh.
yeah,
Well, the thing I keep thinking about is I currently own more games physically than I can probably play in my lifetime, and that doesn't
that's true.
include all of my digital libraries. So if I don't move on to the PS6 generation, which at this point is at least an open question, um, oh well, I have enough to
Yeah,
play, and you know, 18 more months of games releasing physically on PlayStation. I'll be focusing on picking them up as opposed to digital.
yeah. Um, with a change like this, I will likely once stuff starts coming that way, and if I can't just get a physical copy of a game I want, it's probably I'm getting it on Steam. Because if I have to make the choice on which digital platform I would use, again, back to my metaphor of what's the least bad choice, Steam is probably the least bad over all of
Uh,
them right now.
yeah, it kind of makes sense why PlayStation is pulling their stuff from Steam because they were getting
Yeah.
ready for this, I guess. Like, if you want our stuff and you want to make the choice like you were saying you're going to make, you can't with our games. It's
Yep.
like, well, I guess I'll just miss out on your games then.
I guess I won't have. Yeah, right now, and if the I don't necessarily won't have a PS6, and I don't know what the pricing will be. Right now, if it
Oh,
stays
God.
current, it's going to be
Yeah,
over a grand, and I'm not spending that on a console. Sorry,
exactly. Agree. Hard agree. Um,
which
yeah.
is crazy. I don't kind of can't believe how quickly this industry has shifted very fast. Like I'm sure there's like little bricks have been put in the road for a long time on this, but that announcement, the GTA 6 announcement, all the stuff with Microsoft just feels like everything just rapidly accelerated. Um
Yeah.
I don't I'm just sitting here working in this industry being like what is going on? What what will this even be in 3 years?
Yeah, that's kind of, I feel really bad for people who are working in the industry, and especially bad for those today who realize they are no longer working in this
Yeah,
industry.
we should talk about that. So,
Yeah.
Ashish
Sharma. Yeah.
Sharma, I was gonna say shawarma, and I'm like, that is not right. Shawarma is a
No.
food.
I had that today for lunch. It was delicious.
I'm sure it was. That sounds great. But she sent out an external facing message, and there's an internal email as well that, of course, also got out to the public. But they are laying off 3,200 people and divesting from 4 studios. 1,600 people are losing their jobs today. So as of today of recording, 1,600 people got the message that they're gone, and another 1,600 will follow over the fiscal year. So
Yeah.
between now and end of March
June.
next
Yeah.
year.
Oh, is it
And
June?
yeah,
Or is
end of
it
June.
March?
It could be March, could be June. I don't know what their fiscal year is.
Uh,
But either way,
Schreier said it started on July 1st, so I think June 30th
okay. So yeah,
is the end.
they do
Yeah.
that. So expect a large number of those actually probably gone um, by December 31st, though.
Yeah.
Um, just that's when a lot of layoffs happen is at the end of the year because it makes taxes easier. Um, but yeah, so that's happening. The 4 studios that are being divested and theoretically have new owners that are going to be buying them or spinning out to be independent again are Compulsion Games, which did South of Midnight, South
Yeah. Hmm.
um, Double Fine, who make crazy awesome games. Ninja Theory doing Cinema, and then Undead Labs who do State of Decay. And Compulsion and Double Fine are going indie again. There hasn't been a lot of detail, but it sounds like they're just buying themselves back.
Sounds like they're buying themselves back and getting their back catalog and rights to their games.
Yes, yes. Um, Ninja Theory and Undead Labs have um, new owners potentially. They haven't come out who's buying them or who's putting the money in there. At least I haven't seen today.
No,
So
I haven't seen it either, but it sounds like there is someone who is buying them. Yeah.
someone is buying those maybe not together, but each of them have their own. And then the other one, that takes more time because France has much stricter labor laws. Is Arcane, and they're working on Blade right now, but they have to now go through what is it? Management is beginning required consultation with the Works Council to review potential strategic options. Was the
Yeah.
quote. Um, so that will take many months to work through, but supposedly, I mean, they could shut down Arcane, but I wouldn't be surprised if another studio picks it up.
Yeah, I think
Publisher.
they're probably leaning towards selling there
Yeah.
based on
Um,
just some of the chatter today.
yeah. Um, so that's the big news. We kind of knew something was coming. It had been rumored for a while. This is a lot though. Like it is a huge, huge amount. And what can I say? I've seen Microsoft do this. This is probably the third time in my time in the game industry that Microsoft has done this shit. Um, buy all the things and then sell all the things and divest
Yep.
because new people
Yep.
come in and they want to make their mark and they know how to do it better.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
so, um, or not the Xbox board, but then the Microsoft level of executives are just like, oh, we don't care about games anymore. So let's screw over the Xbox brand or the Windows Games brand back in the day.
All right. Let's clean up our
Uh,
balance sheet.
yeah. Um, which has always been the thing with Microsoft is like it's always boom and bust with them, and this is very, very much a bust thing. Asha is says there's better things to come. I'm skeptical that there will be better things to come in the short term. I think there's probably going to be a lot more pain to go through. Um,
Yeah, and there's a couple of things. First of all, I was surprised that it wasn't straight. We're closing these. Everyone's laid off. At least there was a
yeah,
better path forward. So that's some good news. A couple of things that stood out from the letter. First of all, I thought it was kind of pretty honest, coming from like it felt honest at least, coming from that level of management. I think in some way just oblique references to the spending spree that Phil Spencer went on and how it wasn't sustainable and wasn't necessarily good for the business. The idea that there were 14 layers of management between most decisions being implemented was interesting um, to me because it just seems like a lot of people to run your ideas through and get checked um, and agreed to or whatever. Um, but the other thing that stood out to me, and I'm blanking on what it was now. Oh, the idea that I think this criticism had been leveled for a while from Asha Sharma or from some of the chattering, that the studios haven't been putting out games that are like their tentpole pieces. I think Fallout continues to stand out, where they've had a
yeah,
successful TV show for a couple of years
oh
now,
yeah,
and they haven't had a new game to capitalize on it. Like we need to focus on our big franchises, which means we're not going to focus on any of these smaller things anymore. We want big hits, and if the management has been such that you haven't been pushed to put out your best content or content around your best franchises, like that's mismanagement, and we're going to do something different. At least in that respect, like it's giving people work to do, but also I think that does make some sense where you have these great franchises that have stumbled, Halo one of them, or Fallout or Elder Scrolls that haven't had anything come out in quite a long time, to kind of reorient them towards doing what they're meant to do, which is put out these good games. I think could be positive, but that doesn't seem like you say. I don't think that's a short term thing. That's a long term thing.
no, that is. I mean, there's the rumored Fallout 3 remake. Maybe that's coming sooner rather than later. Yeah, I don't know exactly the reasoning. I get the reasoning of like Bethesda was doing Starfield. That that was their thing. Um, they're not a studio that's really designed to do more than one game at a time. But I would expect that they would be. Microsoft would have at least offloaded Fallout to some other team. Like they own Obsidian.
Right.
Obsidian's made what's considered the best Fallout game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, why don't we have a new Vegas 2? Why
Yeah.
didn't you give that to Obsidian?
And at least the
Uh,
vibe from the letter and some of the chatter is like, as Phil Spencer, I was hands off. I let the teams, retain their culture and do their thing. And it's like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have. Maybe you should have been more hands on and said, you know
I'm
what,
gonna be
we're doing
honest
this thing.
though, from being at a place that wasn't left hands off,
Hmm.
fuck that.
Yeah.
It's a miserable experience when you have a corporate overlord coming in telling
No,
you,
and
"You will do this." I will
I
not
think
back down on that one at all.
no, I think from the human experience, I think it is awful. I'm thinking specifically from like the output perspective, like having games that meet whatever either player demand or uh, not societal demand, but like again, just back to the Fallout show, like it would have been useful from a business perspective to have a new Fallout, but to do that, you would have to come in there and do exactly what you're saying, be heavy-handed as the overlord, and that's not something that Phil Spencer
I don't
was
even think
interested
they'd
in
have to
doing.
do it with Obsidian. They own the IP. Why does it have to be Obsidian or Bethesda making
Well,
Fallout?
at least no, I agree with you. At least the
Like they
reporting,
could make another team. They have enough people.
yeah, at least the reporting back then, why that wasn't happening was about feelings around the non-Bethesda Fallout being the best Fallout. I don't know if that was true or not, but I can see some ego there, I guess.
Maybe. But I mean that's the thing. I don't feel like you even have to be heavy-handed to the teams that are there if you're agreeing that like clearly their games like Starfield in development before they got bought. I think it was.
Probably, yeah,
Yeah. Um but there's a thing where it's just like, Microsoft's big enough. They can form a new team and
hmm,
take and use the IPs in different ways. I mean, that's the thing where I look at, and this is where they could improve, is like, look at Nintendo. They let other teams work with their IPs pretty regularly.
yeah,
They're not, they're like, sure, it's a spinoff here, but I mean, even look at Zelda recently. You've had um, the team that Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, but then you had the Link's Awakening remake team and doing Echoes of Wisdom, which are they even? They're not even a Nintendo
no,
company.
those are Grezzo. Grezzo did those.
Yeah, they found another studio to help them
Yep.
out.
Well, and then
So there's just
keep in Zelda, Age of Imprisonment, Age of Calamity, off to Bandai
oh yeah,
Namco and
yep,
Team Ninja or whatever it is.
yep,
They trust other people with their really precious franchises. I don't think there's a franchise that Microsoft has that's as precious as Mario or Zelda, and they pass those things off all the time.
yeah. Um, and I think Microsoft, as a company as big as they are, should be able to do that.
Yeah.
They should be able
Yep.
to be like, hey, we see we have a missing spot in our portfolio. We don't have a team internally right now that is going to be is at the right place to work on it. Who can we contract with to do this? Do we trust? But they've never built themselves as a company that way to have that flexibility.
Right.
They're very siloed in that way. So that's always been weird to me of the fact of I think the only franchise that I think is the most precious to them would be Halo. And I think it would have been good for them to pass it out every once in a while
It would have
to try
helped.
to try a different take or a little bit different thing.
I guess they
So
did that with Halo Wars. Halo Wars went out of 343, right? It went to someone else.
uh, yeah, that was a lot. That was 2009. Ensemble made it. Ensemble was Microsoft. They got bought by Microsoft.
Yeah. But it wasn't.
But they're the Age of Empires team.
Yeah.
They're a
Yeah. But
Microsoft team. They just gave them to a different team in Microsoft.
But still, I think that's a good approach to even if it's an
Yeah,
internal team, like someone else have a different take on this.
yeah,
Or just this, like Mario. Like Mario isn't just platformers. Mario is fucking everything. Every
yeah,
type of game, sports games, puzzle games, whatever. Like
yeah.
there's a lot that you can do. Bite-sized games, medium games, whatever. Maybe, I mean, from anything out of this, like that's the bright spot for me is that maybe they're going to try different things, but I don't know how you can try different things when you have fewer people working for you, but
Based on
um,
their statement of being that they're like, um, we are making reductions across other units, and in some cases, shifting investment focus to higher priority projects. Um, so basically, the studios are there that the games that are in production, they're gonna push more into those. I actually think you're going to see less small games, and you're just going to see big games,
Yeah, I think that's
big
right. Yep.
bets.
Yep. I think that's
Um,
right.
and they're going to monetize the crap out of Minecraft now. That is pretty
Oh.
clear that they want to. There was something internal. The internal email had something that about that they had mismanaged Mojang and
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft. Um, and the thought is they want it to be their Roblox, which kill me inside. But
Well, that's weird to say that it was mismanaged, considering it's probably the one acquisition that did gangbusters for them.
they did not
Um,
extract enough player value.
Jesus, yeah. Ugh.
That's what all this is going to be. I posted in our Discord, but it is going to, they're all, what's going to come down to, and it's not just Asha where she's at, it's Microsoft above being like, what's your return on investment on these projects? And how are you going to extract the most value from players? And they will use extract. Um, I hear that term all the time in more
Yuck.
of the publish and business side of things. And they're like, yeah, they could make more money off of Minecraft. They could sell more. They could do more things. Minecraft's harder to do than Roblox because as my son still plays and his friends still actually play a ton of Minecraft, but they play old Java Minecraft, the last version of Java Minecraft, because it can be modded to uh, no end. And like the Minecraft he's playing has like zero resemblance to the Minecraft of yore, like building physics airships and everything in Minecraft. Like crazy, crazy stuff, space exploration in
Oh,
there.
wow.
Like, but it's free because it's mods. It's just mods. It's not like there's not a platform in the Java
Mhm.
edition where you download like pay for any of this stuff. It's not Roblox and people are making these things and expecting to get some sort of revenue out of it. It's just free, and I'm like, you kind of don't take that away unless you take away Java Minecraft, but I don't think you can because it's out there. Like they just won't go away. Um, they'll
I
just be
guess
pirated versions of it forever.
I guess Microsoft's going to do their best to try to monetize it in
They're
those
gonna
ways.
try it
Yeah.
because they have Bedrock Edition, which is like Microsoft's re-engineered version of Minecraft, but you can't mod it.
Yeah.
Where but yeah, Mojang and King are going to report directly to Asha now.
Yep.
Um,
Well, she
yeah,
wants to reach 1 billion users per day. So I guess she's going
yeah,
to
and
look
that's
at
how you
those
do
two
it.
as
These
the
two studios
juggernaut.
have
Yeah.
increasingly become platforms.
Yeah.
So treating them like platforms. Yeah, the management layers thing, I'm not really sure what all that
That's
was.
that seems like a lot though, right? That
It is a
18 or
lot.
14, I mean.
14 layers of management, but I'm like, okay, is that from like work passes through? I mean, I feel like there could be some exaggeration there of like it's someone at the lowest IC level making a change to a game and they have layers of management above them, but I'm gonna be serious. I doubt there's anything going from the lowest to the highest
Mm.
layers
Yeah, that's probably
layer
true.
through layers of
Yeah,
management.
right.
Um, the lowest I sees is probably going up to their leads or directors of the studio they're in. Stuff happening at the leads level and director level is probably going up into Microsoft, into Xbox organization. Generally, unless they're truly crazy and needing someone in Xbox org approve work that an IC is doing, like an artist is doing on a game.
Yeah, and I hope that's not what they were saying because that does
I
seem
hope not.
absolutely
That's why I'm like,
insane.
I feel like there's a little exaggeration there. Like,
Yeah,
yes, there's 14 layers of management, but not all of those are being touched with every decision. Um,
yeah,
but I'll see how they decide to management layers. No more than 5, 3 where possible.
yeah,
We'll see. This is the part where they're talking about like using, and we will streamline how we work across our tools with cleaner code base, shared services. So this is the thing EA tried to do. And this is whenever at PopCap we were pitched like, oh, you shouldn't use your own engine anymore. How about you use Frostbite?
oh boy. Yeah,
And we're like, have you seen the games we make? And they're like,
yeah.
but Frostbite's our engine. You should use it. And that was a fun conversation because I was on the engine evaluation team at that point. We were checking our own engine, we were checking Unity and Unreal, and yeah, we had to check Frostbite. And we're like, there's no way we can't. Frostbite does not make little 2D mobile games.
Yeah. It's, I mean, that's
And
what
they'll
some of the
also back then charge us $3 million to use their engine. It's still
wow.
EA, but you have to pay uh, the Frostbite developers, the Battlefield team.
Yeah,
Um,
Dice. Yeah.
Dice. So basically, you have to shift money from your org to their org. It's all EA, but then they can show that they're making revenue. I hate it.
On their on their
I hate.
spreadsheets, on their
Yes,
balance sheet. Oh my god,
yes.
that's like a shell
I
game.
hate it.
That's
It
so
is a shell
stupid.
game. It is a shell
Wow.
game.
Wow.
I saw
Well, it's not
so much of that once we were bought by EA.
it's not likely to get better when Saudi money owns EA. So,
Yeah.
uh,
No. But I mean, the Microsoft is the same. They have the same stuff. Everything I've heard. Like that's just like the big publisher thing of being like each team wants to show that their spreadsheet is good and they're doing a good return on investment for their team.
yeah.
Um so there's this whole thing of like it's weird. It's the combination of yes, we all want to be an org together and work for the greater company, but we're also still have to be individualistic and fight for our reason to exist. Um, so that's why I
It,
always kind of roll my eyes when I see stuff like that of like, oh, we're going to integrate all this stuff together. I'm like,
mhm.
not in a useful way. I'll say that. They're going to make Bethesda use whatever code base stuff that Halo's using. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not practical.
Well, and that's
Um,
just yeah. I mean, I feel like the teams would hemorrhage talent. I don't know, like the
it's
excuse
hemorrhaging
me.
talent. It would slow them down because they have to relearn new code bases.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. There's definitely parts where I'm like, okay. This is why I don't feel like the pain's over. I think there's going to be stuff. Um, there'll probably be problems for a number of years if they can keep getting this together. There's a part of me that wonders if Asha's in this position to just be the bad guy for doing all
Oh,
this,
she for sure is. I think that's
and then she'll be out
painfully
here in a
obvious.
bit.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Um, I'm sure she's getting a lot of money to do it though. So,
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, I could just see that. I mean, even in education, we see that when they bring someone in to like really reorg everything, take out the brunt of the bad, decisions or whatever, and then they're
yep,
gone.
yeah,
Um, yeah, it's a
yeah,
tactic for sure. And everything that you just said about how badly it can go based upon experience in the industry, Asha has none of that. So even if it makes sense on a spreadsheet, once you add in the human factor and the culture and just how things are done in the industry that maybe she is not as aware of. Um,
yeah,
a couple years from now, if it looks like a good idea now and it falls apart, it's because it was set up to fail from the beginning, perhaps.
yeah. Who knows? We'll see. I'm curious how long it's going to take them to just put out of like we're doing this. So what is X? They say they want to return to growth in 2027. So what is Xbox in 2027? What is this division? What
Yeah,
are they? What are they actually planning? How do they get players back to caring about their games? Potentially buy their consoles, even if who knows? They're expensive as hell, so probably not.
yeah. I mean, I
I
bet
don't know.
they would love to just sell games on the current console, even though they have reduced amount of consoles out there. Like if they had a
Yeah,
year of bangers, right? Like every 2 months they had just a huge game in their,
yeah,
franchises. Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, the new Halo comes out, blah blah blah. Like I could see that being exciting. I don't know how much it would drive people to buy their console, given how
yeah.
expensive they'll be. But there are
That's the
already a lot of
problem.
consoles in the wild, though. So if they were able
Yeah,
to sell millions, if the attach rate was 50% or something, that's a fucking ton of games sold. So, but
yeah.
on game, it all comes to Game Pass. So that also feels like a handcuff for them.
It is, and I just saw that news today that they're down to like 30 million subscribers in Game Pass.
Damn.
Uh, I think I'm checking the news. Yeah, today, this is on Insider Gaming. Game Pass noting the service. Because her memo internally, Game Pass noting the service is not growing at the expected rate.
Yep.
And there's been a new report. Game Pass is still at 30 million subscribers, so it kind of peaked at in 2024. They said it had 34 million, but then it's gone down to 30 million now
And
because
I
they
wonder
raised the
what they.
prices.
Yeah,
That didn't
and
help.
no, and people unsubscribed. I also
Yeah,
wonder in that number if they count someone like me as a subscriber. I had a 3 month pass from Costco that I bought that I just cashed in to play mixtape. I'm not subscribed though. I'm just on there for 3 months, and then when it lapses, I'll be off it. But do they count me right now as a subscriber? Probably, but I'm not really.
yeah. I don't know what the it was. It's probably yearly subscriber. What they any subscribers in that year, basically. Um, but yeah, it was 30 million in 2023, went up to 34 million in 2024, um, and then back down to 30 million today. And they wanted to project that they would have 77 million subscribers this year. You know,
Holy shit!
if those COVID graphs actually were true,
Yeah,
um, which we know why the hell were used anyone using those as like a trend marker for
right.
what was actually going to happen.
We're at a once in a century event.
Yeah, they're like, no, no, look at how much it peaked. We can just project that out year over year and look at how much it will go up. It's like this will pass, and then of course people are not subscribing anymore. Then you raise your
Yep.
prices. Um, yeah, they have that. That has been a failure on their part of trying to get that going. Yeah, so I don't know. I think Microsoft does need to actually. They've done this. It feels awful. There's a lot of people losing their jobs. I'm happy that these 4/5 studios are going to probably find new homes. Especially keeping their Double Fine keeping their IP. I'm very curious what Double Fine will do.
Yeah. Back to Fig.
Yeah, something I don't know. Um, there is a problem there of like definitely with like Compulsion and Double Fine is how much runway do they actually have um, before they're just out of money.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
and then they will be doing layoffs as well, trying to slim down and stay alive and
yeah,
all that stuff.
so it's not going to be great. I think the rest of this year is going to be pretty crap in that regard. But I really want to see what Microsoft wants to do here. I like we've got this memo, but I'm like, okay, now you need to show what the vision is. Why should people care about Xbox a year from now? And then we probably don't get any big games. I'm going to be honest at this point for a couple years
No. Yeah. No, I mean we're
at
getting
earliest.
Fable at the beginning of next year, but that's basically
Yeah,
headed towards being done right now.
yeah. Who is making Fable?
Fuck, not Lion's Head.
Yeah,
But
it's not
Playground.
my
Playground.
Playground. Right, right. Um,
They're like their most reliable studio. I mean, Forza Horizon is just
yep.
year after, or, time after time, just really great. So, and I want Microsoft or Xbox specifically to succeed, not because I consider myself a huge Xbox gamer. I don't, but I think Sony needs a real competitor because when
Yes.
Sony doesn't have a competitor, they make really stupid decisions,
Yeah.
as we've seen.
And
So,
when I mean Microsoft was the same way. When they were the
yeah,
the leader
right.
with the 360, they made really poor decisions after.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe that's just a once you're that big and publicly traded, you will inevitably make stupid decisions if you're the have no competition.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I'm trying to
Man,
see. Go ahead.
speaking of big mistakes, when we were at Book Off looking at all the different consoles, my daughter was like, "What is that huge thing?" I was like, "That's the Xbox One," and I can't believe how big this thing is. I forgot how huge this console was.
Which Xbox, like Xbox One or the
The
original Xbox?
the
Sorry, because there
original
wasn't
the original Xbox One, not the Xbox One X or anything, just the original Xbox One, the Matric
the
Xbox One.
Matrix. Yes, that thing
Yeah,
was
it was
a
a
big block.
beast. Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Uh,
Because she's used to the
yeah,
Switch. She's like, "That's a console?" I was like, "Yep."
that is a console. Um, sure, an original Xbox. Those things were huge too.
Oh man,
Um,
totally. Yeah.
with the original controller, put the
The
Duke in
Duke.
her hand. The thing that actually hurt my wrists from playing too long because it was too
Yeah,
heavy.
man.
It was so heavy it hurt my wrists. But man, yeah, we'll see what they do. I mean, there's also the possibility that Microsoft might just sell off Xbox or split it off as its own
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
That's been rumored, and I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to do it.
Right. Or, eventually Xbox is just like, we don't do hardware. We do software. We publish
Yeah,
everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Um,
yeah,
maybe,
but I
maybe
do
we
know.
could.
Maybe you've been playing some stuff. Have
I was
you?
gonna say yes, ban. Let me tell you a couple things. I'll start with my daughter. Actually, my daughter, with a little help from Daddy and the bosses, beat Tears of the Kingdom yesterday.
Nice.
She has done so much in that game, and she's continued to play afterwards. But yeah, she got Mineru. She got all the sages. I did the boss battles for her, and that was it. She did everything else. So she's beaten Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild in the same year, and she's just obsessed. She continues to she knows more about Tears of the Kingdom than I do at this point. She's found all these crazy side quests, and she's doing like the Gazette side quests and the Fairy Fountain side quests and all these things that I never did. It's really cool. So my wife's away, so while she's away, we've had some extended gaming time together. And while she's been playing Tears of the Kingdom, I've been sitting on next to her on the couch playing Ocarina of Time on my 3DS. And I've just completed the Water Temple today, which is the furthest I've ever gotten in Ocarina. My cousin and I got stuck at the Water Temple, and now I can see why. Because the
Stupid
3DS,
water temple.
yeah, the 3DS added pathing. It added ways
Nice.
to find where you're supposed, find the different places to lower and raise, and kind of color coded it, which I don't remember from the original. And then just an easier way to find that hidden little hole underneath the block that raises up um, halfway through the water temple. And I was going to ask you if you remember the water temple. There are so many little keys that you have to get, um, and it seems like it's possible to lock yourself out of where you can go back to get a key if you miss it. And I don't remember on the N64 if that happened. Did you ever get locked out and couldn't find a key, or were you still able to get it?
No, no, I never
Mm,
saw that happen.
okay.
But yes, it is a lot of keys. It's tedious. I don't like it.
Yeah, it felt finicky. It's better,
Yeah,
now with a 3DS version, but also
yeah,
just the availability of guides. Like if I got stuck, I looked at a guide and said, "Okay, that makes sense." So it made it less
sure.
difficult. Um, but I know that Ocarina is coming out later this year. I'm going to buy it and play it again. But I'm having such a great time with it. It's just like Link to the Past that I finished earlier this year. Man, these things really were masterpieces. This is
Yeah,
like better than most games that I played this year. Um,
yeah.
so that, yeah, I've been playing that, and I played a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Switch too. It went on
Mm,
sale. It's like $14 right now. So I played it handheld just to see how it played. It plays amazing. It looks good. It runs well. I really am shocked how well it runs. Um, so yeah, going through that game again, I'm like, oh, all this stuff makes way more sense. Like at the beginning when it like frames certain shots and you see certain things, I had no idea what they meant. Like there's
sure.
at the opening scene where the kids are before the Mako reactor explodes or whatever, the kids are playing on the playground, and it's the playground that I
Yep,
think it's Aerith and Cloud sit on later.
yep, yep,
And I was like, oh, I know that place now.
yep.
um, so yeah, just enjoying my time with Zelda and Final Fantasy this week.
Nice.
Yep, and then watching my
Uh,
dog go crazy.
that's
Um,
cool.
oh, I forgot to mention. I should mention it. Um, I think I mentioned that she got Yoshi and the Mysterious Book for her birthday.
Yeah.
She's finished it.
Okay.
It wasn't that long of a game, but she was like so proud of herself for getting through that game so quickly.
That's neat. That's fun.
Yeah, yeah. She's a little gamer
Um,
now.
Now she's been a gamer for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh, she can just is old enough to start just really doing it herself now
Yeah,
without
man.
uh
Yep.
find her own interests and dive into games, and it's great. It's a cool feeling.
Yeah.
It's neat to watch. Uh, for myself, I've really only play a whole lot. Um, Briefly, some Diablo 4 because there's a new season out, which
Mm.
was fine. Just messing with the warlock. Um, Kind of got diverted from that. Rebought Grand Blue Fantasy Relink on PC
Are you gonna
and
have
dove
access
in.
to Ragnarok with that version, or
I will. You can just
okay?
upgrade it. It's an upgrade. It's a DLC on
Oh, okay,
PC.
got it. Okay.
That might be the game I take on my trip to play on Steam Deck. It runs
Mm.
on the Steam Deck without issue. So we'll see. I will say the story is slog, but I made it through all the
Hmm.
story.
Nice.
And now I'm truly just in the the meat of the doing small missions, getting upgrades, focusing on the items you want, unlocking new characters, making team builds. The in game is extensive. The story is a tutorial, and then I think the story took me like 14 hours to get through.
That feels right.
But I think the things that people are saying is like you can spend well over 100 just playing the end game, um, with the amount of content that's there and a little bit more freeform. Um, but yeah, I was kind of doing that because I wanted to get Endless Ragnarok, and I'm like, okay, what do you have to do to start playing Endless Ragnarok? And you have to get to the end game to do it.
Oh, okay.
So getting through that. Uh, Neat game though. Pretty. Mechanics
Yeah,
are fun. It's very flashy. Um,
it
I mean,
is.
it's Psy Games. They did Dragalia Lost. Like I see a lot of their mobile thing in here where they're just like very flashy action RPG. The thing is it just doesn't have your gotcha mechanics anymore. You just get the characters you want.
They did Dragalia Lost for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
I'm pretty sure that was Psy Games. Yeah, Psy Games.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they did. I mean, that's what I knew Psy Games for a long time, was that specific game. And if you know that, and then you play Grand Blue Fantasy, you're like, oh yeah, I can totally see
This
the
is
through line
them.
here. Yeah.
Mhm.
So fun game. Like I said, story's a slog, but you can skip most of it. It's still fine. I understand
Yeah,
what was going on.
yeah. I think I got halfway through that game so far.
Yep. I
I,
just started skipping every cutscene. Didn't care. I'm like, don't need to. I know I'm just gonna have to run and fight a thing, so let's just run
yeah,
and fight the thing.
right. That probably cut down on your time considerably.
It did.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, enjoyed that. Um, that's really about it. That's all I've played. I haven't really picked up anything on the Steam sale yet, but I probably will here shortly before it ends this week. Um,
yeah. I haven't picked anything up either. Um, Probably just gonna pick up Mecha Chameleon, which is not even on sale on the thing. It's just
oh yeah, I
there.
picked that up. I have it. I didn't play it, but I watched my son and his friends play it. It's hilarious.
Oh
They were
man, that's
having
great.
such a good time. Um, yeah, it is a ridiculous game. It is friend slop through and through, but the best kind. I mean that in the best way. It
Yeah,
is simple and silly, um, and just provides a ton of entertainment for $6.
isn't that what video games are supposed to do? Just I don't know, allow you to have fun with friends. Doesn't have to be the
Yeah.
most amazing piece of art,
Nope.
um, or take
Though
teams of 1,000 to make.
yeah. Although Mesher Chameleon, two people, but boy, have I seen some videos of people who have effectively made themselves works of art in this game.
Oh, true.
Uh, there's like an art gallery room level, and so it has like the Mona Lisa and a
Mm.
bunch of famous paintings, and people have hidden in the paintings and made themselves like match the
Oh my
Mona
God,
Lisa.
that is crazy.
It is insane. You're just like,
With a mouse, right?
yeah,
They're just
with
drawing
a
with a fucking
mouse.
mouse. Yeah.
Yes, with
Fucking hell.
very crude tools, and you're like, wow.
Imagine Da Vinci painting with a fucking mouse.
Yeah. But it was really cool to see. They've sold 15 million copies.
Oh,
They
wow.
announced that on Saturday that they had sold 15 million. Um,
Good for
and I
them.
think the story was they're just two Japanese dudes just put together. They had a vision. Oh, they made a number of games. This one just took off. Um,
Imagine like a prop hunt sort of game inside of Starseeker. Oh man.
yeah, prop hunt. But yeah, no, they did. It was great. But yeah, that's all for me. I haven't
Awesome.
done a whole lot else.
Been a nice summer for me to dabble in things,
Yeah.
and just watch my daughter just go. It's been great. So good. Well, yeah, awesome. We will end there. And again, we'll be gone next week. So we'll see you in a couple weeks. Hopefully, there'll be better news for us. Maybe there'll be an Ocarina of Time direct at some point for us to chat about. But if you like our podcast, please rate it on your podcast service of choice. Tell a friend. And we will see you in a couple weeks.
Later, everyone.